series of lectures given by Kosho, together with our discussion on these 71 topics of doctrine, will be very useful for those who also want to pass the examination and become ordained. Okay, so, and each of these videos also have links in the description that go to various articles related with each video. And Kosho also mentions various pages, numbers from various books that they need to study. So it will be easier for them to study in an organized manner after we finish this video. So Kosho is very kind to do this effort publicly, you know, for future generations. Thank you, Kosho. So please continue. Namo Amidaji.
Thank you, Joshua Sensei, and thank you, Hosan, also for your interest. And I hope that you can visit Amidaji as well.
I also wanted to say you have a very nice voice. You have a nice narrator voice.
Thank you, Hosan. Amidaji. All right.
And one more thing. Yes, he's very fluent in English, which is very useful. I am not so fluent in English like Kosho, and we need people who can be also very fluent in English, you know, because Kosho, for example, can serve also the Spanish-speaking Sangha and the English-speaking Sangha, you know. That's very important. I personally, as a teacher, I look forward to the times when I will become totally useless, because I want to see many members of Amidaji who become ordained or lay teachers and who can continue this Dharma duty that I started at Amidaji, so that I can sit in one corner and relax, you know. That's my wish, to become totally useless. So please try your best to be very good teachers and monks, and to allow me to become useless and sit in my corner. Because, you know, when I came to Jodo Shinshu, this is what I actually wanted to do. I wanted to be just a simple member, a lay member who just sits in his corner and listens to other people teaching. But when I came to Jodo Shinshu, I realized that the international Sangha was filled with many heresies and wrong views. So then I couldn't sit in my corner and do nothing. This is why I became ordained, in order to study and help others and to correct the wrong views that became prevalent in the international Sangha. But now that Amidaji has started and we have very good members with very good understanding, and I hope many more will appear, then I can finally go to my corner and just listen. Okay.
Honorable retirement.
Yes. Yes, but my goal is to retire and let others do the job. But still, I'm still young, so I still can do things. But one day, this is my dream, to become totally useless and retire. Okay.
Sensei, aren't you still in your 30s?
I have 45. I am 45 now.
You're 40. Wow, you don't look like 45 though. You look young still.
It's because he doesn't drink and he doesn't eat meat.
Yes, I don't eat meat, but I do other crazy things. And I am full of bullshit in various ways, but still not drinking and not taking intoxicants, physical intoxicants. Okay, so please continue, Kosho.
Okay. Have good health, Sensei. Thank you for your.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Okay, so let's go now to the following question, which is actually related. The following questions are related to this topic. We have the innate qualities of Buddha nature. So as I explained in our previous topic of examination, actually the Buddha nature is not empty of itself. It is only empty of other, empty of samsaric phenomena, empty of mental poisons, empty of the kleshas, yes, of the mental impurities, yes. But it is not empty of itself. It is not itself illusory. Yes, it is actually full with all kinds of beauty, wisdom, compassion, qualities, and power. This is very important. Buddhas are not only pure or empty of samsaric phenomena. They have power. Okay, they have power, beauty, compassion, and wisdom. So we cannot say that a jewel that is free from the mud, free from the dust and impurities is useless now. Okay?
Wait a second to greet Joshin. Hello, Joshin.
Sorry, guys.
Welcome, Joshin.
Hello, Joshin.
Hey, how are you doing, guys? Hey, Hosan.
May
I'm
I
glad you came,
introduce you,
Joshin. I'm
Bastet?
Amidaji.
My yes.
Kitty.
Okay. Please continue, Kosho.
I'm glad that Bastet is here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We should be born in the Pure Land.
Sorry for interruption.
Okay, that's okay. So as I mentioned, yes, this Buddha nature is not empty of itself. It is only empty or free from samsaric phenomena. Yes, actually, Joshua Sensei has a wonderful analogy here that is very clear to understand. You see? So imagine that you lived for many years in a smelly, isolated, and narrow prison cell where you could not walk, nor see the sun, or breathe fresh air. Then you are liberated into the most beautiful park where you have everything you need. You think about the qualities of your tiny prison cell and those of the beautiful park. In the prison, you have bad air, bad smell, cement walls, floor, artificial light, restricted area for movement. And then you compare this to the park, no? Fresh air, unrestricted movement and freedom, open space, natural light from the sun, the chirping of the birds, the smell of flowers, etc. The things you could not even dream about when you were imprisoned, you can now do freely by having access to the open space of nature and its wonderful qualities. Yes. So in that some same way, when we are trapped in samsara, there are samsaric qualities. What are the samsaric qualities? There are basically three. No? Impermanence, everything is impermanent here. Everything leads to suffering, and everything is not the true self. Everything is selfless. Yes. Okay. But the qualities of Buddha nature are actually infinite. There are so many. We have the Dharmakaya, the Sambhogakaya, the Nirmanakaya, the 18 qualities, the fearlessness of the Buddha. Okay. But basically, there are two aspects of Buddha nature, as Joshua Sensei says, and this is explained very thoroughly in the Sutras, Shastras, and the Tantras. You know, basically, we have two aspects of Buddha nature: the aspect of space and the aspect of wisdom and luminosity. Yes. So the aspect of space represents the emptiness of samsaric phenomena. That is our Buddha nature being empty of illusions, blind passions, and any type of defilement. So it is totally free, totally unrestricted, totally free from the constraints of space and time. Yes, it also pervades everything, like Joshua Sensei says here, like space. No, so there are many sutras, shastras, and tantras that explain that this Buddha nature is all pervasive. In this way, it can be compared to space. It is all pervasive, it is omnipresent. Yes, it is beyond space and time. And in this way, it is totally free. So it can be compared to space. Yes, but space in a very positive way, no? Not in this depressive thing that is it's like nothing. It's like totally empty in an nihilistic fashion. No, this is a space like it is like the sky that you see. Okay, it is blue, it is all pervasive, it is beautiful, and it is totally free from any limitation. Yes, but the other aspect is luminosity. Yes, this luminosity that is the everlasting compassion and wisdom that is being emanated. Yes, so it can be compared like to a very beautiful sky that is filled with light. No, so the empty nature of the sky is the omnipresent, and it is also radiating countless beauty, countless compassion and wisdom. Okay, so this is the aspect of wisdom and luminosity that comprises the 32 innate qualities of Buddha nature. Okay, So the 32 qualities of Buddha nature belong to the wisdom of the variety of phenomena. Yes, we see actually this in the Pure Land. No, in the Pure Land of Amida Buddha, we see actually the vows of Amida Buddha and all of the beauty of Amida Buddha represented in millions of ways. We see the trees, we see all of the birds singing verses in praise of the Dharma. We see the smells in the Pure Land. We see the trees, the flowers falling from the sky, all of the treasures, all of the pavilions, the towers made of diamonds and all of these things that are actually Shakyamuni Buddha trying to explain in our human language, something that is actually beyond the language of gods and human beings. But it's something for us to understand that actually the Pure Land and Buddha nature is filled with enlightened qualities. It's filled with wisdom, light, wisdom, compassion. It is actually very lively. You know, enlightenment, it's not boring. Enlightenment, it's not inert. It is actually samsara that is boring. It is actually samsara, which is actually deadly, you know, and it's actually very repetitive. You know, birth, death. It's actually everything here in samsara. Not everything. I mean, there are some good, let's call it good things in the higher realms, or even the higher realms of the gods and human beings. They eventually they will perish and die. Everything that we have, the bodies, the things we need, we think we have achieved in our spiritual cultivation, everything will eventually become a nothingness. Everything will become turned into dust. But everything in the Pure Land, in the lands of the Buddhas, and especially in Amida Buddha's Pure Land, is eternal. Yes, because it is emanated not out of samsaric ignorance, but out of enlightenment, out of the true Buddha nature that Amida Buddha is using for the benefit of all sentient beings. So one of the many powers or many capacities of this Buddha nature are the 10 powers. Yes, the 10 powers of a Buddha, which is only a very short list of all the things that a Buddha can do. Yes, the first power is the power to know what is correct. For example, that something virtuous has been committed, that virtuous actions lead to happiness, and what is incorrect, for example, the unvirtuous actions lead to misery and suffering. Yes, so this first power includes full knowing of the 3 types of beings: karma, the karma of speech, the karma of mind, and the karma of bodily actions. So all of this is known perfectly by the Buddha. The Buddha knows all of the details about karma and what is correct and what is incorrect. Yes, and he can see it not only from one lifetime, but he can see it all of his own past lives and the past lives of all beings in the universe at the same time. Yes, so when a Buddha says that something is incorrect, it's like someone being on the top of a mountain, seeing everything from above. It's like Google Earth. You see it from above, so you can see it. Okay, it is here. There is the town, there is the ocean, there is the river. So you can see it everything from a privileged perspective. Okay, whereas we samsaric beings, we are seeing everything from a very limited point of view. It's like being in a dark forest. Everything is strange. We don't know what is good, what is bad. Yes, we think we know. Yes, but actually we don't see anything very clearly. Yes, why? It's because we only know this life, and actually this life we don't know very well. Yes, whereas the Buddha knows everything inside and outside samsara, and he knows all of his past lives and the past lives and the present lives of all beings in the universe. So this can be compared to a high mountain view, whereas we samsaric beings, the knowledge that we have is very, very limited. So we don't know actually what is correct and incorrect. Yes, but everything that a Buddha does is correct because it comes from a mountain view. You know, it comes from right and perfect understanding of karma. Okay, the second power is that he knows the results of actions. He knows that certain actions lead to certain effects. So he knows everything that will happen in the future as well, because he knows the law of karma to a perfect degree. Okay, so nobody except the Buddhas have the ability to know every little karmic detail of someone's life. So he knows every detail of your life from a karmic point of view. Yeah, he also knows the minds of sentient beings. Okay, he knows the karmic predispositions. So when a Buddha is teaching a sentient being, he knows exactly what that particular sentient being needs to hear in order to awaken to enlightenment, or in order to lead this sentient being gradually towards enlightenment, depending on the capacity and depending on the karmic conditions and predispositions of this sentient being. So this is the third power, the power to know the minds and the karmic dispositions and the karmic characteristics of a particular sentient being. Then the fourth is the power of knowing the different capacities and potentials of sentient beings. Some sentient beings have good hearing, some have good diligence, some have more mindfulness, some have more faith, or some are better at meditation. So a Buddha also knows not only the karmic tendencies, but also knows the good things or the good potentialities of sentient beings. Also, a Buddha has the power of knowing the different aspirations and interests of beings. For example, some are interested in Hinayana, some in Mahayana, whilst others in Vajrayana. So a Buddha knows exactly what to teach and when to teach it, and to whom to teach the different Dharma gates. And the Buddha also knows the power to know all paths where they lead. A Buddha knows what fault or qualities may arise on this or that path, and what paths are to be avoided. Yes. The seventh quality is the power of knowing the various states of meditation and concentration. So a Buddha has perfect meditation skills. He has access to all the levels of existence, or all the dhyanas of the gods. So he knows samsara like the palm of his hand. He can teleport or manifest himself in whatever fashion that is considered to be most efficient to teach the Dharma in various realms of existence. So he has perfect concentration and perfect meditation. The eighth power is the power of having the divine sight and clairvoyance, through which the Buddha can see everything in the past, present, and future. So there is nothing hidden from a Buddha. A Buddha can see perfectly clear in all directions in space and in all directions in time. Yes, past, present, and future, and the 10 directions are no mystery for a Buddha. A Buddha knows everything in space and in time, and everything outside space and time. Ninth is the power of knowing the countless past lives of all beings without exception. I have already mentioned this. It's related to one of the previous powers. And the 10th power is the power of knowing the final elimination of any kleshas or any defilement. Okay, so the Buddha knows that for him, all the veils of emotional and mental obscurations have been totally removed altogether, and with along with their habitual tendencies, habitual karmic tendencies. So a Buddha has eliminated all of the three poisons. Yes, there are also many other qualities like the four fearlessness, the four fearlessnesses. I don't know how to pronounce this. Fearlessness.
Fearlessness. Let's ask Joshin or Hozan. They are Americans. So yes. Fearlessness. It's okay.
Fearlessnesses.
Fearlessness. Yes.
No, but in plural. I mean, this is like a tongue twister. Fearlessnesses. Okay. That's okay. But you understand what I mean. And there are many things that that the Buddhas have. We also have the 18 distinct qualities. A Buddha never makes a mistake or error. The Buddha never speaks or makes any sounds that are not meaningful or helpful. Yes, a Buddha never forgets anything, has perfect memory. A Buddha is always in meditation, in perfect samadhi. Yes, a Buddha has never egocentric thoughts. A Buddha is never in a state of ignorance. No, a Buddha is always aspires to benefit and teach sentient beings, so he has perfect compassion. You see, a Buddha is always aware of the beings he has to teach and never forgets them. A Buddha knows and understands everything there is to know about samsara and nirvana. Yes, there are also the three qualities of activity. All the actions of a Buddha are meaningful and they benefit sentient beings, no matter what a Buddha does. Everything that he does is for the benefit of sentient beings. All the words of the Buddha are meaningful and benefit sentient beings. And a Buddha has never has any pointless thoughts and motivations. So there are many things to be said about all of these enlightened qualities of Buddhahood, but basically they can be summarized in perfect wisdom and perfect compassion. So we cannot say that this Buddha nature that we have is inert. Actually, it has many millions of enlightened qualities. It couldn't be summarized even in one kalpa, as as the Queen Srimala Sutra says, that it says there that the Buddha nature has even more enlightened qualities like the river Ganges, you see? So it has many, like the grains of the river Ganges. So it has many qualities, yes? So it can be compared, as Jodo Sensei says, like all of the, you could say like all of the limitations and ugliness of a prison cell, like you see all of the little bugs, the mud there, the impurities there, the foul smell, the ugly looking building. You compare this to all of the 1,000 qualities of a park, a beautiful park, the sunlight, okay? So this is an analogy. We are in samsara, trapped in the prison of the 6 realms of samsaric existence, but outside is not empty. It is only empty of the ugliness inside the building, you know? It's only free of that, but actually it's full with light, full of the sun, of the water, and all of the freedom that can be found outside of the prison cell. In this same manner, once you go outside samsara, you will have actually true life, yes, true light, yes, and true compassion and true wisdom. Okay, so whenever you see a Buddhist talk about that everything is worthless, like many Zen Buddhists do nowadays, sadly, they have fallen into the wrong view of nihilistic or nihilistic emptiness. Yes, they have actually abandoned the true Dharma, and they have actually fallen into the wrong view to think that everything is worthless. Yes, but they haven't realized that actually samsara may be illusory. Yes, but actually Buddha nature is not illusion. Buddha nature is actually real, it's actually beautiful, it's filled with compassion, filled with wisdom, and filled with life. I cannot stress this enough, yes, because it's actually a very prevalent wrong view nowadays. Okay, is there anything else that you want to add, Sensei or dear friends?
Just to mention that the things Kosho spoke now can be found in chapter The Enlightened Qualities of Buddha Nature from the book Simple Teachings on Emptiness and Buddha Nature. So you have to go there to read all this in detail. And this book is very important also because after each chapter, I have a special chapter filled with passages. So I have a collection of passages from various sources, like sutras and various masters of the past, so that you can see in more detail what it is already explained in those chapters. So, yeah.
Should I proceed, or maybe Hosan or Yoshin have something to
add? Just one thing. I think every one of us wants these qualities, wants to have these qualities. Everybody wants to become a Buddha after listening to these lectures by Kosho. So this is why we have, for example, we have the very terrible descriptions of samsara and the various sufferings of samsara, and this is why we have these wonderful descriptions in the sutras of the Buddha nature, of the myriad Buddha qualities, and of the Pure Land, so that we can aspire we want to escape samsara and aspire to the Pure Land and to enlightenment. So it's wonderful to be a Buddha. Even if after becoming a Buddha in the Pure Land of Amida, as Kosho previously said, you go there to do endless work to save all beings. That endless work is like, quote, playing in the fields and forest. It would be like a play, like having fun, you know, to save sentient beings and to do Dharma activities as a Buddha is not like you do Dharma activities as an unenlightened person, where, you know, because perhaps now your stomach may hurt, you perhaps don't have money, perhaps your wife is too nagging, perhaps you need this or that, you know, perhaps you are thirsty, it's too cold outside, or in the temple, it's too hot, and you have a bad day. But as a Buddha, every day is a good day. And you will have lots of fun. Even when you go to hell, even when you take the appearance of suffering, you still have fun. That's very important. So it is an endless work, but for a Buddha mind, but the Buddha's mind is always relaxed. So they work with a relaxed mind. They never grow tired. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for that, Sensei. Indeed, yes, it's something that I very much like to stress. The fact that Buddhahood is lively, it's also playful, you could say, and it's filled with qualities and beauty, compassion, and wisdom. Is because there are this wrong view of nihilistic emptiness nowadays in many sanghas nowadays, and they talk a lot about emptiness, but they don't talk about the qualities of Buddha nature, and I think we have to have a balance, talk about the illusory nature of samsara, but also talk about the beauty and the light.
And many, as you also explained, confuse the term emptiness. So as Kosho said, not everything is empty. Only samsara is empty. Only samsaric phenomena are empty. Illusory phenomena are empty of themselves. But when you talk about Buddha nature as being empty, it is empty of illusion, empty of blind passions. That is, blind passions, illusions are not to be found within the Buddha nature. Only in this way, Buddha nature is empty. It doesn't mean that Buddha nature is some kind of voidness, non-existence, or you see, it's not like that. It is fulfilled of true life. That is true life. When you dwell in the Buddha nature and you are a Buddha, that is when you are truly living. You see, and it's a never-ending party.
Yeah,
not like the party you, Joshin, are having now in samsara every day. You know.
Yes,
but an enlightened party.
Yes, it's something beautiful. That is why in the Pure Land we see, and this is actually a very beautiful passage in the larger sutra, where it is described that in the Pure Land there is like a constant celebration filled with music, light, and enjoyment. It's because it's celebrating the fact that many beings are attaining enlightenment in the Pure Land. Okay, and this call and this it is indeed a call for celebration. Yes, as Joshua Sensei says, we here sing happy birthday, and throw birthday parties. But actually, there is nothing much to celebrate within samsara. The fact that you are becoming older, the fact that you are becoming sick, and all of this, and still we manage to have a good time. And I mean, it's okay. Yes, I'm not saying that you shouldn't celebrate that, but you have to recognize that we are still samsaric beings, and actually, what truly calls for celebration is becoming a Buddha. That is actually something worth celebrating. Okay. Now going
and there is a famous. Wait, if you go to, if you know there are 3 mandalas of the Pure Land, and in one mandala of the Pure Land, you can see a fragment where those who are born in the Pure Land are dancing, celebrating. They dance, and also other people in the Pure Land are welcome, those newborn in the Pure Land, and they are dancing there. I have such an image on the website of Amidaji. Okay, please continue, Kosho.
Yes, indeed.
Josh, do you want to say something?
All right. Yes, let's look forward then to birth in the Pure Land and say Amida Buddha's name. Wish to be born in the Pure Land. This is very most important, no?